On October 1st, 1989, 43 women around the world give birth simultaneously, which is very strange, as none of them showing any sign of pregnancy until labor began. In those, 7 of the children are adopted by eccentric billionaire Sir Reggie Hargreaves, moves them into his mansion and turns them into a superhero team in what he calls the Umbrella Academy. 17 years have been passed. The kids he adopted are all grown up, and they make their way back home to mourn for their father. They find out that he was less of a father and more of a distant, mean professor. Now, to start off with, there is Luther, number 1. He is super strong and pretty much the leader. Diego, number 2, is a hothead, but can throw knives with precision. Then there's number 3, Allison, who can manipulate people with her own voice. Claus, number 4, is always high on drugs and can talk to the dead. Number 5 is missing, and number 6 is dead, who is memorialized in statue outside the mansion. And the last, number 7, Vanya. She is the only normal one, and hence Hargreaves treated her like an outcast. At Hargreaves' funeral, with his monocle missing, Luther and Diego's old rivalry begins in a brawl, which ends with smashing the statue of the dead brother. When the funeral becomes disastrous, a portal opens up and pops out number 5. Even after number 5 returning from time portal couldn't keep the family together, so he goes and gets some coffee and ends up getting attacked by a bunch of mysterious soldiers. He kills them all. We find out that Diego took Hargreaves' monocle. Meanwhile, Claus sits in the back of the car and has a friendly conversation with the ghost of number 6. Number 5 visits Vanya and tells her the world is gonna end and we have only 8 days to save it. Later, he explains how he survived an apocalyptic future from accidentally jumping forward in time. Number 5 also shows Vanya this prosthetic eye that he found at the end of the world. This is the only clue he has to prevent the apocalypse. Meanwhile, police investigate the scene that number 5 left at the donut shop where he was attacked. The investigation is led by Detective Patch, who has few things going on with Diego. 2 assassins, Hazel and Chacha, arrive from the future to catch number 5. On the other side, Vanya's new student is kind of awkward, named Leonard. In the mansion, Allison and Luther find footage proving that their robot mom, Grace, was the last person to see their father alive. With a tip of assassins, the women at the donut shop ambush the academy, which leads to a massive shootout at the mansion. Luther reveals to have a body of a gorilla, and they all manage to fight off the assassins who take Claus their prisoner. Now, Diego deactivated Grace, as she never notices the fight in the mansion. Now they show a flashback where Luther goes for a solo mission for his father. His mission goes terribly and is saved by his own father from dying by giving him the body of the beast. Now that's how he gets the body. Vanya and Leonard getting along makes Allison little curious. Meanwhile, Claus being tortured gets interrupted by Detective Patch. She tries to arrest the assassins but is killed. Till then, Claus escapes into the streets with time-traveling briefcase, which he accidentally activates, sending him into the past. Claus returns from past and becomes sober. Now number 5 encounters a handler, the leader of Time Adjustment Corporation. She offers him a promotion in exchange for his sibling's life and he takes it. Number 5 tries to find a way to stop the apocalypse but is interrupted by the Bureau every time. He blows the company, stealing one of the last time travel device for himself. Number 5 comes back through time with a news that Harold Jenkins is behind Apocalypse. Vanya's boyfriend Leonard is actually Harold Jenkins. In the flashback, they show how Harold Jenkins grows up idolizing the Umbrella Academy before being humiliated by Hargreaves. Well, after all that hatred, he murders his own abusive father and spends 12 years in prison. He comes back with one thing in his mind, and that's revenge. Meanwhile, Vanya finds out that she is not normal. Her anger unleashes this deep power inside her. Allison tries to confront Vanya about being manipulated by Leonard. Now Vanya interrogates her further and finds out that Allison used her powers to convince Vanya that she didn't have any powers at all. Now Vanya throws a fit and cuts Allison's throat. Seeing that the sister has gone beyond her mind, The siblings meet at the academy. Unknown to everyone, Claus has been talking to the ghost of number 6. Vanya finds Leonard's journal and finds that she is being manipulated by him and as well as by her family. Vanya kills Leonard too. She is imprisoned at Academy but breaks free and destroys the Academy and kills Pogo. Vanya finally prepares to use her powers to cause mass destruction. The siblings rush to stop her. Meanwhile, the Time Bureau, which keeps the time intact, sends a small army of soldiers to stop the siblings from stopping Vanya. Claus channels number 6 powers and repels all the enemy soldiers. Vanya is disarmed by Allison and her power discharges in an energy beam that fires the moon into pieces. Now these pieces falls towards the earth. The season ends on a cliffhanger when number 5 gathers all the siblings, sends them into the past in their childhood body to try one more time to save the world. Thanks for watching. For more videos, please subscribe.